Hey miniature lovers, J-Star here, and today I'm giving a miniature makeover to this telephone chair. Now we've all seen this telephone chair. It has not changed design since the 70s, I think. I wonder how many of these have been produced. I had one in my original dollhouse 40 some years ago, and why has it been around so long? Because it's a classic. I love a telephone chair, a telephone niche. Now that we don't actually have telephones anymore, we have handheld devices. It's such a cool piece of furniture. I'd love to know if you have one in your dollhouse. Leave me a comment. So today I want to update this classic. First, I want to strip off the old upholstery. It's usually pretty easy to do this. I can usually peel it off pretty easily or use a flathead screwdriver to pry up a corner and then peel it off. If you need a little bit more assistance, a heat gun will loosen the glue, but be careful because it will also loosen the glue that holds the wood together. Once the upholstered pieces are off, you can peel the original fabric, usually this red velvet, off of the upholstered panels. I always try to save the original cardboard and foam that they used, but if it's beyond repair, you can trace the outline of the pieces onto food packaging cardboard and add your own foam. Lay out the panels on your fabric and figure out what you're centering or putting on the front side, and then cut it out, leaving enough hem to wrap around and glue to the back. To make it easier to upholster the curved areas, cut little slits on the hem of your fabric, and that'll make it easier to wrap around those corners. This isn't the fabric I'm using on this makeover, but I forgot to take pictures of the yellow chintz on the back of the panels. And speaking of chintz, this yellow chintz started out life as a pair of pants. One of my favorite miniature design tips is to shop thrift stores, the clothing section, for fabrics for your miniature project. There's a huge selection of patterns and colors, and usually the fabrics are more durable and lighter weight, so it does actually make it easier to upholster or make things in our small scale. So back to our project. Wrap the fabric around the back of the panels and glue it down. For the chair itself, I simply spray painted it flat white with Rust-Oleum 2X spray paint. It's my favorite kind. Use light strokes and do a few layers to get the best spray paint job. Once the paint was dry, I used a 320 grit sanding block on all the edges to give it a little age and charm of an antique country French piece of furniture. And then I glue the newly upholstered panels back in place. One of my favorite new finds is this 1.5 millimeter twine braided cord. It's for macrame and like jewelry making, and it comes in so many great color combinations. And it's the perfect size to use as trim for these miniature upholstery projects. This pack of 6 different rolls was only $7 on Amazon. It makes the finished project look so great, so neat and finished. Another little tip, when working with these braids or trims, dab a little white glue where you want to cut it, let it dry, and then cut through the glue. That'll keep it from fraying. And I use Aleene's tacky glue in a bottle with a precision applicator tip. Then I can just run a tiny bead of glue all around the edges and push the braid into place. And that's it. Our project is finished. Is it finished? Because it's not over until the fat lady accessorizes. Every telephone chair needs a telephone. I found this one on Temu, and I made a little set of pencils from toothpicks that I colored with markers to match the colors in the upholstery. I added a little pillow I made out of velvet and braided cord, and I finished it off with a tassel I made using all the colors of the fabric. I thought I was done, but you may have noticed I added some little resin roses to the back of the telephone chair, and I found this pink telephone, which is the perfect accessory for our newly made over telephone chair. And here it is with some other pieces that I made to coordinate. All of these pieces are available on Etsy in my Etsy store, which is Funk and Dazzles. Funk and Dazzles on Etsy. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please like and subscribe and leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. From the tiny Chateau Étoile, this is J-Star saying, have a great day and keep making mini.